Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
横浜。
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valentine. Ultimate lubricant. Mortis.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
究極の静かさと安全性、オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性、世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りで高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
What's up guys, it's Frederick Ospo and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
Made in Japan. Breed.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all you race drift fans out there. Welcome to the G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan 2022 series here for Top 32.
Yes, we're back. We had an incredible day yesterday. We have the top 32 drivers from the qualifiers that we had yesterday. And here we are. We're back at Mie Prefecture Suzuka Twin Circuit. Unfortunately, as you can see on the screen, it's wet.
Exactly. So yeah, we made it through all 47 drivers yesterday. Selected our top 32. Looked like 75 or 76 was the cutoff yesterday for the qualified point score. But you can see right there, the weather is not ideal for what we wanted today.
Yeah, so you're not going to be seeing much smoke at all. But I'm pretty sure that these drivers are going to be showing you guys some close tandem runs.
Exactly. So how was the practice session so far that you saw?
Oh man, there were some pretty intense tandems going on. I think I saw a couple of crashes too. But here you are. This is Tom Saiba to the right, Nobuteru Taniguchi, which is a racing driver, and Yoichi Momura, who is the third judge, or one of the three judges here at FD Japan. This is the Japanese side live stream commentators and reporters. So
yeah, and you can check them out at Formula Drift Japan on YouTube, and you'll get that side of the house.
Yeah, next to Imamura, you can also see Daijiro Yoshihara.
Better view right here.
Next to me right here. Dai Yoshihara. Hello, everyone all over the world. I'm Robbie Nishida, and next to me is Kenny Harris. We're going to be doing the U.S. or American side, or English side of live streaming.
So yeah, looking really forward to this. Hopefully we're going to have an exciting day. Like you said, you're probably not going to see a smoke show, but the small tandem battles we saw, it's going to be exciting.
So here are the champions. The history, or the previous champions of Formula Drift Japan, 2015 to 17. Andrew Gray got a three-peat. Mad Mike Woodette came in 2018, took the championship. And Andrew Gray again after that. In the past 2 years, it's been the champ, Koichi Yamashita.
And speaking of Koichi Yamashita, he actually took home, first place podium here last year. So we'll see if he's going to solidify that this year.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he wants to go for that three-peat for the championship. But yesterday's qualify, Yamashita maybe qualified somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, he wasn't looking too promising, but I think he was just kind of dialing the car in, because according to his social media, it looked like that he was actually tuning the car prior to arriving to this event. So getting those last 5-minute tunes into his vehicle.
Yeah,
there
so
he is
here we
right
are.
there.
Just, we're talking about Koichi Yamashita. This is at Okayama last year. He is the champion for Formula Drift Japan 2021 season, driving the Weld JZX 100 Mark II pack with the Tough 2J.
And yeah, he got an 83 on his qualify yesterday for his highest qualified points.
And doesn't look like the rain is slowing down, but it's not like it's pouring.
And here's our top 32 drivers for today. Right there, Kanta got the top spot yesterday with a 92 for his first qualify run. And there is going to be some heated battles.
And right here, as you go down the list, very interesting drivers like Yoshitaka Kaneda qualified 5th yesterday, and he is the second place runner-up in Formula Drift J2. And Matsuyama, Hokuto Matsuyama he's new to the series, but I think he took second right after Kanta, but they actually tied in score, and it was their second best run, so he got second place, so it was a tie.
Yeah. But no, on this list, you can obviously see there's a lot of FDJ2 drivers that actually stepped up and made it into this top 32 slot, because they cut 15 drivers yesterday. So it was a big chunk of drivers that went home.
Yeah, and there's two drivers that usually competes in the U.S., Wataru Matsuyama and Kenshiro Gushi, who are joining us, and they also made it into the top 32. And I know from the qualify yesterday, there's a couple of people that are missing from the foreign side of it. I'll explain that to you later, but here's the top 5 of yesterday's qualify. Qualifying at 89 points, this is the runner-up of FDJ2 of last year, Yoshitaka Kaneda in his Cusco Racing GR86, brand new build.
And here you go, number 99, Kazuya Matsukawa, coming from Hiroshima Toyota with Team Droopy. Got an 89, solid run for his second run. First one was kind of iffy, got us a little scared, but here he is, ripping it up with an 89.
And third place, look at this car, new color, I love it, it looks good. This is car number 5, Tomoki Tanaka, with a 90-point run from yesterday's qualify. Very exciting driver, very fun to see. Now let's see how he's gonna do in the rain, if he's gonna throw the car around just like he did when it was dry.
And here you go, our number 2 qualifier right here is Hokuto Matsuyama. He actually, like Robbie said, tied with Kanta, but was unable to get that top slot because of his first qualifier run. But he got a 92, beautiful run, and it looks like he's ready to rip after these practice sessions.
And the young gun that came in top qualifier yesterday with the 92-point run, Kanta, he looks like he's very comfortable. He did win the Suzuka round last year, coming in with this JZX 100. And that was the first round he competed in this car, and he looks more and more comfortable every round.
今日は単走優勝できて本当に嬉しいです。明日も全力で頑張ります。優勝するぞ。
So Kanta said he's really happy he was able to be a top qualifier, and he's like, I'm coming for the top spot tomorrow. That was yesterday's interview, but here's the track layout, Suzuka Twin Circuit, the normal way, it's not reversed from the paddock, right in front of the paddocks. The start line is there, as you can see. You're going down the straight. You want to be on throttle, and there's a 3-2-1 cone where you have to be sideways by. You have to your initiation has to start in that area. Out zone 1, 2 drivers right. Then right after that, in the deep area of the first turn, there's outside zone 2. Then you're gonna have to do a transition. Try to fill the outside zone 3, which is gonna be on driver's left. It's on the outside of the hairpin. Then after that, there's a little stretch where it's almost like a straight line drift. It's like a straight line burnout. You have to slightly be in angle, or you have to be slightly in drifting motion. Going to the touch and go, try to be in deep as possible at touch and go. You don't have to really fill it because it's not a zone. After that, this is the tricky part where a lot of people are getting screwed up with. There's a transition, and driver's right is outside zone 4, where you have to flick it hard and you have to make sure you have angle. A lot of guys they spin out, or they actually go off course. So I don't know what it is over there, but it looks like a lot of people are struggling.
Yeah, I think it's the momentum that they carry into that zone, and that's why it's kind of transitioning. They're not transitioning hard enough and accelerating into it.
Yeah, because I think they're coming in with it's wet today, but it feels like there's a lot of momentum going there, and they kind of forget that, coming out of the outside zone 3, it's a hairpin, and it feels like they're, driving kind of slow, and next thing you know, you're catching a lot of speed getting into the transition right before outside zone 4. So here you are. There are a good amount of people here, even though it's wet. This is the judging panel, and yes, we're not judging the line, angle, and judge, but we have Daijiro Yoshihara. He's the guest judge from the USA, competing in the Formula Drift USA up until last year. He has retired. And also, Yoichi Mamura is the other judge that's been judging Formula Drift Japan for a couple of years now, and he is also an ex-champion of D1 Grand Prix quite a while back. And the other judge is me, Robin Yoshida, and obviously I'm just some dude who likes drifting.
I wouldn't go that far. You actually, you've done your part in drifting and in Formula Drift US, so definitely hands down to you. You're doing a lot here, commentating with myself and, filling us in with the actual expert eyes on the track.
Yeah, and sorry about, having to talk with the mask on and everything, and you have to actually, speak louder, so my throat is kind of messed up, so yeah, I might talk like this.
Don't make fun of them too bad. So,
yeah.
But you know what, there you go, the crowd. Thanks for the crowd out there, and thanks for the guys out there and gals out there that are checking us out online all around the world. We appreciate it. We're going to get this chat up and so we can see what's going on with y'all and see where y'all are coming out here from. But yeah, this is going to be a rough. This is going to be a rough time right here. This straightaway. So the biggest struggles we saw so far in practice this morning was outer zone 1 to outer zone 2 transition. A lot of them are either one coming with too much heat or not getting back on the accelerator to get through outer zone 2.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough area, but because it's wet, I think it's going to be tougher all over the place, because I know we have the transition going from 2 to 3. Then after that, we have the stretch here. and you can't straighten completely here on this long stretch, and it's right in front of the judging stand, so we see everything, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing, coming through outer zone 3, I've seen a lot of them come with good momentum into outer zone 3, but losing it, and then they try to get on the accelerator and there's no grip.
Yeah, it seems like you don't want to stay too wide right after the outside zone 3. It looks like as soon as, maybe even a little early, that might even be better to try to cut in a little bit more after the outside zone 3. Almost like going for an in clip on right after the outside zone 3, because if you stick around on the outside too much, it looks really slick out there, so it doesn't look like a lot of the cars are able to build any traction, and that might be because of the surface. Nobody drives over there, and it's probably dirty, or I don't know, maybe no rubber on it.
But before these drivers, looks like they're lining up right now. You know, we got to do hands down to Suzuka Twin Circuit for hosting this. They've been hosting us for a few years now. We flipped the script on them 3 years ago and changed the layout of the track. And the track layout is very challenging in many different ways.
Yeah, and I like it because it's different. You know,
it's different. It has a lot of the drivers confused on how to approach, especially this touch and go region.
All right, so on the screen on the left side, you see the lead driver, which is Kanta, and on the right side, you see the chase car, which is Yuichi Amagai. He qualified 32, so he will be going against Kanta. So right now, we're going to go through and take care of the top 32, and we're going to see who's going to be the winners who are going to be moving on to the top 16.
Looks like they're ready to go. You got Kanta with the Ling Long tire drifting, Team Orange, JZX 100 going against Amagai in the Good Ride Motors with Perfect Style. Coming up to outer zone 1 into 3-2-1. Here he is initiating into, and Amagai just losing it. And that has been common for Amagai. He's been struggling there all practice this morning. But look at Kanta breezing through outer zone 3, and here they come through this touch and go. And Amagai still struggling throughout this track to find his way with his vehicle. So that was very rough for Amagai.
All right, so let's go ahead and check out the replay. It is wet, so if that was a dry, I would point out saying that the e-brake pull was kind of long, but I think since it is wet, they have to, you know, you can't kind of go crazy and try to get, how can I say it, throw the car out and try to throw a lot of angle in the wet, because, you know, it's going to be uncontrollable since the track surface like this. So you got to kind of take it softly and slowly. And it looked like Kanta did it within boundaries, like I guess I could say, where it's not too extreme.
Yeah.
And he settled the car, and it just looked like that Amagai just couldn't hold his angle. And he was you could see where he was twitchy, and the car was going back and forth, and it looked like he couldn't keep the car stable behind Kanta in the wet.
So yeah, it's going to be very interesting today. You're going to have to bear with these drivers because these conditions are not ideal at all for tandem battles. They're going to do everything they can. Obviously, you saw how kind of like they slowly trickled up in this touch and go, but that's probably going to be how it's going to be majority of the day because they're losing that momentum through outer zone 3.
Yeah, so now Amagai is pretty much, it's an incomplete for Amagai, so I'm pretty sure that he's just going to kind of lay it down and give it his all.
And yeah, Kanta's been pretty well at stabilizing himself and controlling himself throughout the track, so he's probably going to really see what Amagai's going to do and give himself a good chase. But let's see what Amagai is going to do here in his entry into 3-2-1 to outer zone 1. Not too bad. See if he can carry it through to outer zone 2 here. And there you go, Kanta right there, not playing it safe, trying to close his proximity. And look at that proximity right there. Nice job by Amagai. Or not Amagai, Kanta right there. And Amagai's not doing too bad in the lead. But can he carry it through here through the touch and go?
Wow, I really like the way Kanta placed his
Kanta
car.
was attacking every way.
I love the way he placed it. Like even coming through the straightaway area in front of the judging stand, he was in a very good position and stayed within proximity and within reach where he can just grab, reach his hands out and grab Amagai. He was that close throughout the track. That was very beautiful.
That's what we want to see the whole day. So hopefully we'll see more of that. And look at that.
Yeah, and you know, it's not like his line is too small either. He pretty much fills the outside zones. And, you know, just because you're behind him, you can't be too small or the line cannot be super shallow either. Right now, I know Kanta could have probably done a better job staying on the outside a little bit more, but I think he took the proximity side of it a little bit more than the line, but it kind of equaled out and evened out. And on top of that, Amagai did get his incomplete.
There you go, right there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, we kind of got a pre-glimpse to it.
All right, there you go.
Look at that.
Go.
Imamura going for Kanta, Dai going for Kanta, and Robbie going for Kanta. So Kanta is going to be moving on first into the top 16 position.
So tough luck for Amagai. Better luck next time, but he did make that mistake when he was behind. So hopefully he'll be back stronger for the next round.
Yeah, that was very strong by Kanta in that chase position, and it definitely showed why he's in that lead qualify position.
All right, so this is going to be a very interesting battle because we have the fan favorite Yukio Fausto versus Formula Drift USA competitor, and he is driving for the Formula Drift Japan series this year, Kenshiro Gushi. They are going head-to-head at top 32.
So you can see right there, Fausto in his Side X Japan with Liberty Walk, while you got Ken Gushi in the Team Kazama with Power Vehicles, Lexus RC, and here it is right here, Gushi in the lead, coming up with Fausto in the chase position, trying to close that proximity. Oh, losing it a little bit right there. Let's see if Fausto can close that proximity here into outer zone 3. And look at Gushi laying down a solid lead run. And oh, Fausto lost it. But Gushi's got to finish it strong here through the touch and go, coming up to outer zone 4. And Gushi has been very consistent throughout his practice runs and solid. That's probably like his 12th time driving on this track.
Yeah, you need to understand that he usually drives a left-hand drive, and he's here driving a right-hand drive. And this car is a brand new build. He's never driven on this track, and this is the first competition he's been in with that car. So like you said, I'm not sure how many times he's driven the car, but he looks really, really comfortable. Versus, that was tough luck for Yukio. He did over-rotate at outside zone 3, but it doesn't look like Yukio is too happy in the rain, even watching him from practice this morning. He's throwing the car around, and right there it looks like he just lost traction. Car over-rotated. Maybe
the drivers were saying after outer zone 3, it's very slick right there. It's like it doesn't accumulate, there's no puddles, but it's very slick.
Yeah, it looked like Fausto actually kind of got into that zone, and his car wasn't cooperating and holding. So now we're going to have to see what they're going to do when they switch places. But now Fausto is going to be leading, and Gushi will be giving chase.
We'll see here. Gushi's been doing a solid job in attack mode. We'll see how he's going to do against Fausto, but Fausto definitely has to lay down a solid, close to 100-point lead run here.
Yeah, because Gushi's lead run was pretty good, minus dipping a tire here and there. But thinking about the track condition, I think he has everything under control.
Yeah, and here it is right here. Looks like Gushi's already on the attack coming in outer zone 1. Look at that beautiful job by Gushi. Placement right there into the inside portion. Let's see if he can get this transition to outer zone 3. Oh, he's diving in real hard into that passenger door there, right there of Fausto. Fausto able to hold on to outer zone 3, but can he finish off strong through this touch and go to outer zone 4? And look at that. Wow. Not too bad.
I have to say one thing. I'm really impressed with both of the drivers, basically. But at outside zone 3, it almost looked like Gushi came to a halt, but he didn't straighten. He just kept it in drift. Watch this. Nice job by both drivers in this wet condition. I know it's really tough to drive here. And it looks like Fausto right there, he had to correct in outside zone 3, and that kind of gave a pause where Gushi had to basically re-drift during outside zone 3, but he did a good job not straightening right there. And I think the lead run that Fausto just laid down is pretty decent. It's pretty good, but he is sitting on that incomplete when he was giving chase to Gushi.
Yeah, and there was a few hiccups going along, like you said, through the outer zone 3. It's tough. Here you go. Yoichi Imamura going with Ken. Dai going with Ken. And Robbie. There you go. Ken Gushi coming all the way from the U.S., landing into the top 16. Looks like our next tandem battle's ready to go. We got number 77, Yusuke Kusaba in his brand new GR86 going against Monkey Ito in his JZX 100.
All right, I have to tell you one thing, man. Kusaba he's just picked up that's a weapon of a car that he has because he looks super comfortable in this car. Versus Ito is in the JZX chassis. He's been driving for a couple years. So let's see what's going to happen here.
Let's see how they're going to throw down. Looks like, ooh, he struggled, had a little bobble there by Kusaba, but Ito's definitely falling behind. Kusaba dipping a tire right there into outer zone 2. How is he going to finish off here through outer zone 3? Not. 2X, he carried it all the way through, but looks like he lost a lot of his momentum like we were talking about. And Ito just struggling to stay in close proximity with Kusaba, but Kusaba having his fair share of kind of mistakes in the beginning runs of that run for him.
All right, so Ito throughout the track, he was not so close to the lead car, but I would have to say that Kusaba did lay down a run. He did try to go for the outside zone, but the initiation right there was very sloppy. He went to angle. He did dip a tire off, but in the deep area of outside zone 2. And right here, too, he dips a tire off of outside zone 3, trying to stay on the wide line of the outside zone. And yes, it was a sloppy run, but at the same time, nowhere near as Ito in the JZX trying to give chase. Right there, a lot of angle, finishing outside zone 4. Very close run.
Yeah,
he
Ito
saved it at the end, but then Ito wasn't really close to him at all.
Yeah, Ito struggled throughout that course in the chase position. We'll see what Kusaba's going to do in his chase, see if he can get that close proximity to Ito. But Ito definitely has to clean his run up for Kusaba to make sure that, you know, he can lay that solid chase run. Looks like they're ready to go.
Yeah, so now Ito's going to lead and Kusaba's going to get chase.
Here we are coming up to the 3-2-1. Ito coming in. Not too bad on that entry to outer zone 1. It looks like Kusaba's diving in right there, but he's losing it. Oh, Kusaba lost it right there in outer zone 2. Ito kind of dragged it along coming into outer zone 2, so we'll have to see that replay. But here they are coming around, ripping in front of the judges' stand in the touch and go region. Kusaba closing it up right here to outer zone 1 or 4. Let's see how that replay
we're gonna
looked,
have to check out that replay hard.
Robbie's checking it out, the replay. We'll have to see that replay one more time. Sorry about that. Let's see. Let's see this replay one more time with Ito in the lead, Kusaba in the chase position. Here they are coming around here through outer zone 1 and carried it on, almost did like a reverse entry, causing Kusaba to kind of, you know, have to hold back. We'll have to see what Robbie has to say about that. The entry by Ito. They're going to see the replay one more time. Let's see. Yeah, it's rough dealing with this rain condition. You see a lot, not as there you go. Judges are analyzing that portion of the battle because Kusaba looked like he got a little hesitant because Ito kind of had that reverse entry going. So we'll see here. What is y'all's take on that entry by Ito with Kusaba in the back? Kusaba's very comfortable in that new GR86, beautiful build by Team Cusco Racing. So we just got done with the battle between Kusaba and Ito. They're trying to figure out, you know, they've seen the replay about 3 or 4 times for the judges. Very tough call because Ito was in the lead position and caused Kusaba to kind of pull back. Here's one more replay of it. You'll see it for the entry right here from the outer zone 1 rolling into outer zone 2. You'll see how Ito enters in and kind of drags the e-brake all the way through, and then you can see Kusaba trying to be on the attack, but the rotation of Ito kind of threw Kusaba off.
Yeah, so that was, we're looking at how much of a decel that was by the lead car, and if that was intentional where he was trying to do that. And also the over rotation where we don't want backwards entry, but he was at a pretty high angle right here, especially in the rain. And I don't even know if that was intentionally done by the lead driver, and that was almost like a oops, I almost spun, and I kind of saved it almost. So that's what we have in, we have that in consideration, and yeah.
So we'll see what the judges have. You can see the fans right there toughing out the rain with us. Appreciate y'all around the world toughing the late hours and the crazy things going on to check us out. But let's see the replay. They're gonna see the replay one more time. There you go, right here. That e-brake hold. Almost like a oops, but I'm good. So it looks like the judges have their minds made. You can see right there the pits. So we'll see what they have. Looks like the next competitors are ready to go, waiting for these results to come out for that tandem battle between Kusaba and Ito. This is Kusaba's first time competing in his GR86. There's Kaneda's, his teammates, GR86, waiting for his battle. Team getting it ready to go. Team Cusco Racing definitely came with some heat this year. They got 3 cars in the FDJ competition.
Yeah, so how can I say? There wasn't really a discussion. It was just asking questions about how did that look and stuff like that. We usually don't do this because the judges are separate.
Here you go.
And they all judge for whatever.
Imamaeda going with Kusaba, Guy going with Kusaba, and Robbie going with Kusaba. So Yusuke Kusaba gets the win, and we'll be moving on to the top 16.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and do an explanation right there real quick. It was just that the lead driver did an extreme entry, and it was almost like, how can I say, a stall for the chase car, which basically we're just saying that the lead car made the chase car make a mistake. So it was very close to even a one more time because we thought it was a shared fault. But if we allow a reverse entry like that, and it's going to make it very hard for all the chase cars to basically be on the same angle and try to do the same thing. That's why we don't want a lot of angle, which, I mean, we want a lot of angle, but we don't want backwards entries.
Exactly.
And that's going to screw up the chase car. And the way they have to get back on the gas to save it, also the track condition, we just overall looked at it as the lead car basically causing the spin for the chase car.
Yeah, and we talked about during qualifying anyways, because we saw a lot of them trying to do, not trying to do, but mistakenly doing backwards entries, and we were talking, that's not really ideal for a chase.
Exactly.
So,
and, yeah, we've always talked about it. Yeah, that might be cool for a demo and when you're driving by yourself, but how are you supposed to do a tandem if the car in front of you is more than 90 degrees?
Exactly. Well, right there on screen, you've seen them there for a little while. Now you got 66666 by Mano going against number 38, Tadahito Fukada. Fukada being around since day one here for Formula Drift Japan. And Mano, the young buck, coming up, doing a phenomenal job, definitely laying it down in Okuibuki last year, playing his part. So we'll see how he's going to perform in his 1 while you have Fukada in his JZX 100 Mark II. Both packed with a 2J. Mano throughout practice has struggled coming in from outer zone 1 to outer zone 2 all practice this morning, so it's going to be very interesting to see where he's going to put himself and how Fukada is going to attack him, because he's been struggling so much here in outer zone 1 and 2. But here he is coming in with his entry to outer zone 1. And what's, oh, is he over-rotating?
Yeah, see, there you go. It's just like that, where if the lead car makes it, then it's almost like, hey, chase car, I'm spinning out. Psych. You know, it's like, so.
But that's exactly what Mano has been struggling with all morning long during practice in this wet condition. And you almost saw how Fukada almost anticipated what was going to happen and kind of held off, but not ideal situation for Mano, and Fukada definitely saved himself from disaster. But looks like the tables are going to be turned here once we see this replay. We'll see how his approach was coming into the 3-2-1 to outer zone 1. And here he is right here. And there it is. He like heavily rotated right after outer zone 1 and just couldn't hold on coming into outer zone 2. But Fukada definitely saved himself from disaster in that situation right there. But next up, it's going to be Fukada in the lead, while Mano's going to be in the chase position. Fukada's with Tanabe SSR, Team Dunlop with Weld, and then you got Mano with Vitor Racing with Chadi Boy Style. Early on yesterday, Fukada was talking about how they did a subframe swap, so it's a little different for him, and we'll see how he's going to perform. And he says his horsepower or his power right now is a little down, but it doesn't matter. It's raining, so he already automatically has a bonus 500 horsepower.
All right, so we're going to have to check out that replay one more time, but the way we are probably looking at it, and the way I'm looking at it too, is that those are both individual spins. It didn't look like Fukada. I'll go ahead and explain after this.
Here he is right here, Fukada coming into outer zone 1. Ooh, wavering, causing, oh, looks like he might have caused Mano to spin out there. Coming around to outer zone 3 here by Fukada, finishing the course off. And Mano trying to close this proximity after that spin out right there into this touch and go. Definitely very sloppy by both drivers in the start of this tandem battle in outer zone 1. And y'all are definitely seeing it on the screen at home. It's rough to watch. It definitely is.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check out that replay of this run. I'll explain the first run after this. But here we go. Looks like Fukada doesn't initiate well.
Looks like Robbie was looking at something caught up right there, but there they are coming into the straightaway. I mean, after that outer zone 1, it was kind of a wash for both drivers in their tandem battles. Definitely hard to watch. Both drivers made their fair share of mistakes. We'll see what the judges have to say here. Mano qualifying 9th, while you had Fukada qualifying 24th yesterday.
All right, so the first run, we kind of see it as both of the cars spun on its own. The second run, we see it as Fukada not initiating, and he had to do like a double, almost maybe a triple initiation, and it was dragging.
Oh, here you go.
We're not saying that that caused the spin, but Mano probably spun on his own too.
Yeah, here it is right here. Side-by-side footage right here.
Yeah, look at that. Fukada would have spun anyways.
And then Mano on the chase probably would have spun also. But you got to realize this is a lead-to-lead, chase-to-chase cross comparison for these judges. They have to compare them in each position, analyzing who's going to be the winner of the tandem battle. And I see on screen right now, y'all are saying a bunch of one more times. This rain is really making things hard for these judges and the drivers to keep these cars sideways and keep the momentum throughout the track. So we'll see here. So it's been rough for y'all so far.
Well, I mean, it's rough for the drivers, you know, and I think they're going to start to pick it up soon because, you know,
Hey, it's definitely a pucker situation in outer zone 1 for a lot of these chase drivers because they're not sure what these lead drivers are going to do. They're all solid drivers, but
exactly.
it's just...
You have to trust the lead driver, and I get it. But at the same time, when you're not, like, let's say if you're closer and something happens, when you're close, like earlier when we saw Ito and Kusaba, he was super close, and any mistake would cause the chase car to make a mistake. But in this case, it's just all 4 runs were individually.
Exactly, and there you go right there. A one more time battle is going to happen. All 3 judges agree, came to a consensus. They both made their fair share of mistakes. They need to clean their act up and bring out some good tandem battles.
We just want to see, I mean, either of the drivers would have won by just doing a normal run.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, just like a very normal. We're not even asking for something spectacular. So let's see if they can get that.
But till then, we're going to move on to our next battle, number 99, Kazuya Matsukawa in his AE85 Treno going against Ikuo Saito in his JZX 100 right here.
Yeah, so this is probably good for Matsukawa because he's in a lightweight vehicle.
Matsukawa's been doing a phenomenal job, and look at that right there in the lead position, filling out outer zones 1 and 2. Oh, and Saito losing it right there in outer zone 2, tipping a tire, but trying to get back on track and going. But look at that, not a bad job by Matsukawa, kind of losing his, Saito's just doing his own thing behind him, and Matsukawa laying down what he can for a lead run. And Matsukawa had a few mistakes, but overall not too bad in the lead position.
Yeah, it just, I mean, you could see Saito just kind of went 2 tires off after the finish line as well, but it doesn't look like the rain is in his favor right now, but Matsukawa just kind of doing his own thing right here, and we really have to make sure that the lead car isn't killing the pace as a lead driver at the outside zone 2 area, and it looks like Matsukawa did an okay job there at the outside zone 2, but the rest of the track he looks like he's filling the zones, and he's not really slowing down the pace as a lead driver. And if we don't have a decel map here like they do in the US, but it's kind of obvious that the decel is going to be happening right at the outside zone 1 to 2 area, probably about to the mid of outside zone 2. So a lot of these drivers should have that in consideration if they're chasing a car and trying to stay close.
And right here, you'll see Saito's going to be in the lead position while Matsukawa's going to be on the chase. We'll have to see how Matsukawa's going to do in the position Saito was in with that outer zone 2. Definitely was a struggle for Saito. See if Matsukawa can keep it on the track. So Matsukawa's with the Hiroshima Toyota team Droopy, while you have Saito with Motis, Good Ride, West Auto. Here he is right here in the lead position. Saito coming in. Matsukawa, look at that, honing in, closing that proximity, coming up to outer zone 2. Not too bad. Matsukawa definitely has to pick it up here and close that proximity gap here in outer zone 3. Looks like he's struggling just a little bit and diving in on Saito, but Saito is trying to make it happen here in the touch and go, losing that momentum. And almost Matsukawa played it a little safe throughout that chase right there, and almost losing it right through the finish.
All right, so let's go ahead and check this out. Saito is in the lead, and Matsukawa giving chase. There you go. Matsukawa looks like he does a good job here, but his and also Saito doesn't make it all the way out to the outside zone 2. But I would have to say that Matsukawa's line not making it all the way out to the outside zones, it is hurting him as a chase car. But I would have to say that Saito isn't doing a spectacular job as a lead driver either, but he does what he has to do. And right there, it looks like Matsukawa is going through. It's like a half spin almost, but we're not gonna, since it is wet, and we're not gonna mark that obviously as incomplete or anything. But now we're gonna have to go back to thinking back to what happened earlier, where Saito was giving chase and there were numerous mistakes that he made.
Imamaeda going with Matsukawa, while we have Dai with Matsukawa and Robbie Nishida going with Matsukawa. So it looks like Kazuya Matsukawa gets the win and we'll be moving on to the top 16.
Yeah, so I think Matsukawa just needs to watch out when he's chasing. He was a little bit too focused on the proximity area. He has to clean up his line too. But a good job, and better luck for Saito next time. It didn't look like the rain played in favor for him this round.
So next battle up, who's going to go against Matsukawa in the top 16? Is it going to be number 311, Naoto Suenaga, in his new 370Z he's driving this year? Or is it going to be Junji Yamamoto in his 2J-powered FP3?
Yes.
Here he is, lined up, ready to go. So this is new for Suenaga, but it was actually, it won the Fuji round last year, the last round by Kumakubo. So we'll see how he's going to do. He's been doing a phenomenal job in practice. Can he hold through it? Oh, look at that right there. Yamamoto losing it in the outer zone 1, but here you go. Suenaga finishing a solid. Let's see if he can get it all the way through lead run. Struggling a little bit, leaving outer zone 3 there. And had a pretty safe lead run there, but man, Yamamoto coming real aggressive from the start and losing it coming into outer zone 2, or leaving outer zone 1 to outer zone 2.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say that Yamamoto's mistake was caused by the lead car, but I would have to say that the lead car didn't do that much of a good job as a lead driver at the entry, because it was kind of a very shallow, low energy initiation. And I know it's raining, so you don't want to go crazy, but right there too, it's a lot of, it's very, very shallow, and the pace, I mean, he keeps the pace going, but it's a very low energy initiation too, so it looks like he's kind of playing it safe as a lead car, but it did look like Yamamoto did make a mistake behind Suenaga getting a little bit too close.
And we'll see how Suenaga is going to do in the chase position when they flip their roles and Yamamoto is going to be in the lead. Suenaga was in an S15 last year, coming in with this VR38 370Z. And we'll see how much he'll be on the attack in the chase position. But yeah, last year Yamamoto was very wild behind the wheel. It looks like he's kind of slowing and controlling himself a little bit more. But we'll really see right here in his lead position, see how wild he's going to get in that first outer zone to the transition to the outer zone 2. How far he's going to carry it, how much angle he's going to carry, and see what Suenaga is going to read off and anticipate off of that.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting to see, because Yamamoto knows that he's sitting on an incomplete, so I wonder how he is going to enter or make an entrance.
There he is. Looks like he's coming real aggressive in this outer zone 1, kind of holding back, and Suenaga just playing his throttle with him right here, coming into outer zone 3. Not too bad. Suenaga trying to close that proximity, coming around outer zone 3 to this touch and go. Long strip right here. Trying to come up to this almost 90-degree into this outer zone 4. Not too bad by Suenaga, keeping that safe but decent proximity to Yamamoto.
Yeah, so watching the replay here, Yamamoto, I thought he was going to be more aggressive at the entry, but it's pretty similar to how Suenaga entered. But Yamamoto does not carry the car all the way out to the outside zone. Misses outside zone 2, does an okay job at outside zone 3. Right behind him is Suenaga, not giving him much space. A little bit of a gap created here, but at the same time, I think Yamamoto kind of played it safe to make sure that he stayed within boundaries, and maybe Suenaga didn't want to attack too hard because he knows the advantage he has, but at the same time, stays within reach if Yamamoto was trying to get away.
So there you go, Yoshimura going for Suenaga, Dai going for Suenaga, and Harvey going for Suenaga. So Naoto Suenaga gets the win, and we'll be moving on to the top 16.
Yeah, so Matsukawa will be going against Suenaga. Let's see how these drivers are going to pan this out.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So right now, like he said, Matsukawa and Suenaga are going to be battling against each other in top 16, and we have Kanta and Gushi going against each other. But before then, we're going to see if we can close up our second battle for top 16. It's going to be against Mano going against Tadahito Fukada. So this is their one more time battle. They both made their fair share of mistakes on their lead and chase runs. Let's see how they collected themselves, checked out the replays, and what they got to do and what they adjusted to make themselves ready for this round.
Yeah, so it was like almost like a 4 incomplete run that we had. So let's just forget about what we just saw earlier. This is like let's start a new day. This is a start for them. So this is a battle between Mano and Fukada. See if they can lay down the clean runs.
Mano in the lead position, Fukada coming in the chase right here. Here they are coming up to this outer zone 1. Oh, and Mano coming in hard and dipping 2 tires, and Fukada just holding in, almost making contact with Mano. Mano dipping those 2 tires with that extreme angle. He came into outer zone 2. Here he is finishing up, coming around the touch and go. It was looking very promising from the start, but man, once he dipped those tires, it was kind of game over. Fukada really dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check the replay on that one, but I might have to say that I'm going to put that on Mano, triggering the mistake that Fukada made. But I'm going to go ahead and check out that replay real quick. Here we go, Mano and Fukada leaving the line. Mano kind of throws it in a little hard, over-rotates. This is pretty much the similar situation that we had with Ito earlier, where he threw a little too much angle, the car was going backwards, and yeah, that caused the chase car to make the mistake. So I would have to put that on Mano. I'd have to ask what the other judges are thinking as well, but that's my opinion for now.
Yeah, it looks like Mano's rear end is very loose for him because, I mean, this is not the first time during practice he's been tragically suffering this right here with the over-rotation. He spun out multiple times during practice. He kind of dialed it in, but look at that. Fukada just dodging a bullet right there and unfortunately not able to hold on because obviously Mano dipped those 2 tires, causing him from the over-rotation. But we're going to see if Fukada could clean his lead run for Mano to be on the chase. Fukada's been very subtle throughout the years. He's had solid runs. Nothing too crazy spectacular, but he's had solid runs as a lead driver. So we'll see what he's going to do. And here's once again another replay of Mano in the lead position. Got the crew out there.
Yeah, and you know what? I also want to add that if Mano didn't dip a tire, and it almost looked like the dirt kind of stopped him from over-rotating. So.
Oh, you're right, yeah. There you go, the infamous brooms, witch brooms.
The witch brooms.
I must say though, they work very well.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember Bihoku round for FDJ2 where we had to kind of dry the puddles out with those?
Yeah, with the brooms.
So you had us out there in like outer zone 1 or 2. They had puddles, so we were out there with the witch brooms, kind of shuffling.
There's like 10 of us just going at it.
Yeah, good times, good times.
No good times. No rain.
Yeah. We suffered a lot of rain. You know, looks like the drift gods were not agreeing with us today. We had some good qualifying. If you didn't see the qualifying, go check it out. It's on the FDUS YouTube channel. You can get it in the Japanese form in the Formula Drift Japan YouTube channel. Go check it out. They had some good solid runs. You can go see how these drivers panned out in their qualify run.
You know what? All right, so it's raining right now, right? And we're in top 32. All right, fine. You know, you want it to rain? Cool. So we're going to have a short break in between it. So in between 16 and 32, I hope it stops raining and top 16 becomes all sunny.
Yeah, so you telling me I got to start sweeping at between?
Yeah, in between, yeah. All right, so you see our goofy faces on the screen right now, but we're just waiting for the track. Thank you for the track workers at Suzuka Twin Circuit. They're really, really hard workers out there cleaning up the track for us. But here we go now. Fukada is going to be leading and Mano is going to be giving chase.
And like I said before, Fukada's been pretty solid in this lead position. He's been very safe. He throws down a solid run where it's easy for the chase driver to be right there on his door, but we'll see. But look at that right there. Mano doing his own thing in the back, throwing hard angle and losing it, but Fukada just continuing through, not quite getting all the way to outer zone 2, but here he is filling all of outer zone 3, swinging around to this touch and go, and Mano just struggling right behind him, trying to close that proximity with the hard angle he threw, leaving outer zone 1. But once again, like Robbie always says, once you start off in a bad situation, you kind of follow through all the way around the track in that situation. So Mano definitely couldn't pick himself up throughout that chase position. And here's another replay right here. Fukada definitely struggled with that initiation coming into outer zone 1. You had Mano in the back doing his own thing, trying to get that nice rotation in, but he over-rotated and couldn't get into outer zone 2 and spun out. But once again, this is a very hard-to-watch tandem battle between these two. Definitely seeing a lot better runs by these two individuals. And I know y'all that are watching are very cringy for you to see, but here it is, another replay. Looks like he struggled a little right here. See that transition? He kind of locked up there. Couldn't kick his rear out for that outer zone 1, which probably threw Mano off a little bit for his initiation in that chase position.
All right, so there's a lot of mistakes made by both drivers, and looked like Mano individually spun out, and Fukada not initiating where he's supposed to, and he basically corrects right before the finish line as well. So it's just I mean, we're just gonna have to keep doing this. This is a little painful, but
you got to make the right call.
Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, I hope these drivers kind of get their stuff together and lay down normal runs, so we can find the winner who's going to be going against Kusaba. But we're just gonna go. We're gonna move on. And we're going to keep going.
You have me laughing inside because, man, these guys are going to drag top 32 out as long as they can, I guess. But hopefully they'll get solid runs in. They really need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what they need to do and figure out how they're going to dial themselves in out on this track. Because this track condition, from the looks of it, is not going to change for the next few hours.
No, it doesn't. But you know what? Some of the drivers got it down. Maybe they got to go and get tips from other guys. Because some people got it down real nice, just like this guy right here who's lined up. Yamashita Kaneda, runner-up from FDJ2, moving up to FDJ, starting this year. Brand new build, first time him competing in this car, GR86 by Cusco Racing, and he is going against Takatoshi Imamaeda in his S14 with a 2J.
Here we go, Kaneda coming in. Not too bad. Good job on the entry into outer zone 1. Here he is carrying it through. Not quite all the way out to outer zone 2. Imamaeda trying to close that proximity gap and mimic his line here by Kaneda. And Kaneda not doing too bad of a job, losing a little bit of that momentum, leaving outer zone 3. And Imamaeda just keeping a safe distance away from Kaneda, which is not what we want to see out here for these tandem battles. But consistently, he just kept that proximity gap the whole entire time.
Yeah, Kaneda kind of skipped the outside zone 2 area. He kind of went in. He did went in. Didn't fill the outside zone 2 all the way until the end of it. Taking a smaller line, so Imamaeda is just trying to play catch up behind him. And right here, Imamaeda goes a little bit wider.
They weren't going this fast, I promise you.
Yeah, that's pretty fast in the rain. Whoa, it's fast. No. Oh, and they came to a complete stop too.
That's impressive right there in this rain, but here you go.
All right, so now we, looks like there's a good amount of angle and a good pace driven by Kaneda right there. Almost correcting and straightening out, but looks like Imamaeda is just trying to play catch up behind him, because once that gap was created, there's he wasn't able to reel him back in. So let's see what's going to happen with these two drivers after they switch places, where Imamaeda is going to be leading and Kaneda is going to be giving chase.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I thought Imamaeda was going to close that proximity like a lot of these drivers been doing in outer zone 3, but he definitely kept a safe distance away from it. I'm not sure if he was just trying to play it safe because he couldn't read what Kaneda's been doing, but Kaneda's been solid all day long and has been throwing a solid run every single time. So in that position that he was in, he should have been attacking the whole entire time, because it's been consistent for Kaneda the whole entire morning with practice. But we'll see here how Kaneda's going to do with Imamaeda in the lead position. So Imamaeda in the lead with his 5X tire, Navigate Penske KRC MJC S14 going against the Kusaba Racing at GR86 by Kaneda. And Kaneda just couldn't hold on right there, leaving outer zone 1 into outer zone 2, losing it. And here you go, Imamaeda finishing off, rolling around outer zone 3 right there through the touch and go here. And breezing through, coming up to outer zone 4. And you can see Kaneda not happy with the situation that just panned out.
Yeah, yeah, there wasn't a drastic change of pace in the lead car, and like I said, everybody should be alert where it's wet, the conditions isn't good, so the initiation, there's going to be different speed levels, but it didn't look like Imamaeda slowed down too much. It just looked like Kaneda individually just spun out, and he was even on the smaller line.
Yeah,
it didn't look like he was in the right place, so kind of threw it away. So that's an incomplete for the chase car, and Imamaeda just doing his thing. Does a pretty good job as a lead driver, filling his zones and doing what he has to do as a lead car, and he finishes going through the finish line.
Yeah, that was very rough to watch. Kaneda was doing a phenomenal job. Here you go, Yoichi Mamura going with Imamaeda. Daishar going with Imamaeda and Robbie Nishida going with Imamaeda. So Takatoshi Imamaeda gets the win in his S14.
So Imamaeda takes out the number 5 qualifier, the runner-up of DJ2. Yoshitaka Kaneda driving the GR86. But hey, you know what? This is his first round in FDJ and also the first time him competing in this vehicle. So I'm really looking forward to him because he did qualify 5th yesterday.
Yeah, and he's been doing a phenomenal job. That was just a rough situation he got himself in, leaving outer zone 1 or entering into outer zone 1.
All right. So the next battle is going to be super exciting because it's the drivers that I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do here, because you'll see them in a minute, because one of the cars are lined up. One of the cars are lined up at the start line.
Yeah, the car is a Trail Motor Apex racing car.
And it's a GR.
And there's 2 of them.
It's a GR86. Right there, that is ex-Formula Drift USA champ Daigo Saito. He has joined FDJ the whole series this year. It's been a while since he's been into Formula Drift Japan. Going against him is the 12-year-old, brand new to this series, Hiroya Minowa. Only 12, but Daigo Saito is one of his mentors.
Exactly.
And this is his first battle as FDJ pro driver.
And what's crazy is the commercial that we showed earlier was
with
both
the
of them,
yeah, it's them doing
in Supras.
because they're both backed by Yokohama tires. And here we go.
So let's see this Yokohama battle between the 2. I know Minowa trusts him in the lead position, but looks like they got a red flag.
Oh,
probably pylon touch.
Yeah. Oh, so it might be a restart.
Oh, and that was already interesting right there for that first outer zone. So if y'all are just tuning in, this is going to be a good battle. And like Robbie said, it is one of Minowa's mentors. I mean, he's drifted with him multiple times. He knows the capabilities of Daigo, but Daigo at the same time knows his capabilities.
Yeah, so that was the pylon touch. Once again, the pylon touch starts our season. This is the first one after a few battles that we had, so I'm just waiting for somebody to make a t-shirt.
So we'll see here.
Touch.
Minowa's in the Team Cusco Racing A90 Supra. That was actually raced by Kusaba last year. He's piloting it now. He's been ripping, making it happen, and, you know, it's awesome to see his dad, Shinji Minowa, actually is not competing this year. He's focusing to help his son out and make sure that he's getting 100%, you know.
Yeah, that's a lot of support. He has mentors all over the place, you know. And one of them is here, Daigo Saito, the ex-FD USA champ and D1 Grand Prix champ. He is in the TMAR GR86. Now, let's see how this battle's going to go.
Here they are coming back through to outer zone 1, and here they are. Look at that. Minowa right there diving into outer zone 2 up to his door. Look at that. Look at that proximity right there. Saito's like, oh, I got to pick it up here. Daigo picking it up. Look at that. Minowa almost over rotating right there at outer zone 3, but holding on to it. And there they are coming through the straightaway. Minowa trying to pick up some of that traction coming into outer zone 4 here and diving right into Daigo in that outer zone 4. But he definitely had to correct himself to try to close that proximity gap at the end.
Yeah, so that was a pretty good run by both drivers, but I would have to say that Minowa was trying to keep the proximity. He was close, but his line, he needs to be a little bit more on the line as the lead driver. Daigo Saito does an okay job on outside zone 2. He does dip about one tire, half a tire off at outside zone 3, but that's where Minowa gets really, really close. He saves it too.
Yes, that was a good save by him.
Yeah, so right here after the transition too, it looks like Minowa cannot bring the car all the way out. He's very shallow on angle, and Daigo Saito does finish off the track driving on the outside zone 4. So let's see how Daigo is going to be giving chase to Hiroya. This is going to be very, very interesting. Is he going to give him a break because he's 12 years old? Probably not. No. He's probably going to try to get all over his door, and let's see what's going to happen here.
We'll see how close this this tandem battles be. We're going to see the proximity Saito's going to give. So let's see what Daigo's going to do here in the chase while Minowa is in the lead. Here he is coming into outer zone 1. It looks like Daigo's playing it a little safe, but diving in just a little bit. Holding on and seeing what Minowa's going to do here, transitioning over to outer zone 3. There you go, that dive right there by Daigo coming in and around outer zone 3. And here they are ripping right in front of us. And look at that. Saito right there on his fender. And ripping back around to outer zone 4. And man, Daigo definitely laying down the heat against Minowa.
All right, so that was very good proximity-wise, but you have to keep this in consideration. Keep this in mind where you don't want to be that forward. Daigo right here runs a very, very small line. Minowa doesn't look like he carries it all the way to the outside towards the end of outside zone 3. And right there, Daigo is very, very close, but he's also running a very small line. But both of them does a better job than when it was the other way around. When Daigo Saito was leading.
I'm totally okay with it one more time. That was very exciting to see the two. And like we said, the experience that they have with one another driving, it shows right here. The trust that they have with one another, one in the lead in the chase, closing their proximities and having that dialed in driving is insane. Look at that. Closing in right there, diving in on him, and then from there on, Daigo's right there on his fender, just putting pressure on him the whole entire time. But yeah, 12 years old, making that happen right there. The conditions we're in. Very impressive. Both cars, very impressive. The builds are impressive. We'll see what the judges have to say. Okay, I was just asking Robbie about the signs. So those signs say Daigo Saito. Got his team out there. So we'll see right here. The results are coming in shortly. One more replay for the judges on that outer zone 3. But yeah, another thing I gotta say is, go to social media. Check out both their social medias. It's insane. But man, Daigo's got a ridiculously crazy pit area. It's almost like a home away from home. We went by to check it out, and it seemed like it was the VIP section over there. But go check out his social media. He has insane builds, but same thing. Here we go. Yoshi Mamura going with Daigo Saito. Dai Yoshihara going with Daigo Saito, and Robbie Nishida with Daigo Saito. So Daigo Saito gets the win.
Let me go ahead and explain to you what happened. That was very close to one more time because none of the judges liked how Daigo was very, very in when he was chasing. The only thing he had was proximity, and now the difference is Daigo's lead run was a little bit better than Hiro's, and Hiro wasn't as close as Daigo, and he wasn't running a super wide line either when he was with Daigo. And what happened after outside zone 3, Hiro got left after outside zone 3, and he did have to run a super small line, not even close to Daigo at the outside zone 4, and that's pretty much why we kind of went with Daigo Saito taking the win. But man, hands down to the 12-year-old because, I mean, think about it. That's an ex-champ that he's going against, and he put up a very, very good fight.
Very good, very good. But once again, here you go. This is our third one more time battle between these two. To finish our left side of the bracket, we have Mano and Fukada. Mano in the lead right here in his 1V against Fukada in his JZX 100. Ripping around, look, it looks a lot better and cleaned up than before, but let's see how Fukada's gonna close this proximity, leaving outer zone 3, going against Mano. Here they are, ripping across right here into the touch and go. It looks like Fukada's struggling to close that proximity against Mano, and we're gonna really have to see, but they completed a nice, decent tandem battle between the two, but we're gonna see how it's gonna be when they flip the script and Fukada's in the lead and Mano's in the chase.
All right, I'm glad that they were able to lay down a solid run. It looks like Mano is doing what he's supposed to do as a lead driver. He tries to stay in the outside zones as long as possible. Fukada giving him a little bit of a space, cannot get up to his rear quarter panel or the door, but at the same time, it looks like Fukada had to run a slightly smaller line, shallower line than Mano just to keep this proximity, but he's not even getting that much closer. So now we're gonna have to compare lead to lead, chase to chase after Fukada gives or leads Mano.
Yeah, it is good to see a solid run by the two. It was kind of getting monotonous of the same mistakes they were making, but looks like they cleaned up their act a little, figure out what they needed to do, whether their spotter talked to them or what. But now we're going to see how Fukada can do in his lead position. Like I said before, he's usually calm and collective coming in here. He's been around the season from day one. Looks like they got a red flag, probably a pylon touch. But yeah, Fukada's been around since day one here for Formula Drift Japan. And both these drivers drove here last year when we were suffering the same conditions. Actually, it was a lot more difficult because I believe during qualifying, it was like a wet, dry condition where it was like wet for one session and halfway dry for the second session, causing them to struggle between grip and traction and all that. So we'll see.
All right,
it's nothing new for them.
Hey, I want them to take a deep breath. And, you know, have two solid runs.
But, you know, one solid run is actually a good, you know, we can start there. Well, the judges can at least. All right, let's see how they're gonna do. Like I said before, Fukada in the lead while you have Mano in the chase. Looks like they are cleared to go. Fukada coming into outer zone 1. Had not too bad, struggled a little to kick it back around, but looks like he's carrying it through. And Mano right there dipping 2 tires once again and coming too much with the angle. Leaving there with Fukada taking it nice and easy out of outer zone 3, coming up to this touch and go region. And there you go, Mano having a little bobble there, leaving that touch and go. And oh, almost over rotating through that finish. So we'll see here. Here you go right here, Fukada. Real nice, subtle, not too aggressive at all in outer zone 4. Filling all of outer zone 2. Just barely getting into outer zone 3 there by Fukada. Not too bad by Fukada in the lead position, but man, Mano definitely was having issues from the start. We'll have to see here. I have a strong feeling this is not going to be another one more time battle. Able to get 2 runs out of them. This is the last battle on our left side of our bracket for top 16. Right now we have Kanta and Gushi going against each other for top 16. We have Matsukawa and Suenaga, and then we have Imamaeda and Saito going against each other.
All right, so we already made our decision. They're just going and showing us, but yeah, the lead to lead, chase to chase right here. Both of the runs were pretty floppy and not much proximity, but there was some proximity made by Fukada. Versus he didn't have to go off course. But I would have to say that Mano's lead was a little bit better than Fukada's. but at the same time, it looks like Mano made a more huge mistake when he was giving chase to Fukada. So let's see how that's going to pan out.
So like he said, the results are in. Here you go. Yoshimura going with Fukada. Dayoshihara going for you. Fukada and Nishida going for Tadahito Fukada. Gets the win. Moving on top 16, the OG of Formula Drift Japan. So that finishes up our left side.
Yeah.
He'll be going against Kusaba in the top 16.
Yeah, so yeah, that was 3 battles already by the 2 drivers. Let's go ahead and move on to the other side of the bracket.
And already at the line is going to be number 10, Hokuto Matsuyama, going against Ryutaro Oe. Ryutaro Oe coming in from FDJ2. His dad, unfortunately, didn't make the cut for the top 32. He had 2 incompletes in his FD, but here he is supporting his son. Hopefully his son will make it, but he is going against a tough contender with the Trail Motor Apex Racing GR86.
Yeah, so we got 2 young drivers lined up, ready to go. But yeah, Matsuyama did a great job at qualify yesterday, and he really showed us his skills. Now, watching practice by both these drivers, they look like they can handle the rain very well. So I'm really excited to see who's going to move on.
And like you said, Matsuyama got that second spot for qualifying. And look at that rip coming into outer zone 1. Beautiful job. Oh, it definitely has the closest proximity, but kind of lagging right there from outer zone 1 to outer zone 2. And there you go. Matsuyama right there doing his thing like he did for qualifying, ripping into that touch and go region here into outer zone 4. And Oe just struggling in that chase position all the way around this track.
Yeah, it looks like there was no kind of proximity by both the drivers. Oe looked like he kind of came out late, initiated. By initiation, it looked like there was some gap created, and it did look like Matsuyama kind of cut in a little too early, and he didn't fill the outside zone 2 as much as he was supposed to. He didn't go in deep, but he did kind of fill it towards the end of it. So there you go. The gap was already created right there, and Matsuyama doing a good job on outside zone 3. And it looks like Oe is just trying to find traction to keep up with Matsuyama right here.
Yeah, Matsuyama's car is definitely performing, and it's doing a phenomenal job in this weather. So not bad at all. Like you said, outer zone 2 could have filled a little bit more, but was still able to get there. But Oe, for some reason, just couldn't collect himself after that outer zone 2. Looks like they're lined up. Now Oe is going to be in the lead while we have Matsuyama in the chase position. And looks like Matsuyama is ready to go and be in an aggressive chase right here early on in outer zone 1. There you go, Matsuyama right there on his fender, ready to roll into outer zone 2. See how he's going to perform here. Oe trying to make this a nice lead run, and Matsuyama not making it easy, pressuring him all the way around outer zone 3, coming into this touch and go. How are they going to finish off here through outer zone 4 with this transition? Oh, Oe getting kicked around.
Ooh. Yeah, it looked like Oe made a mistake.
And Matsuyama having to adjust to his mistake. So right there's a rumble strip. So he got himself caught up in that rumble strip right there.
Yeah, so just checking out the replay right here, Oe leading. And I mean, if this was a single run, he did a good job initiating, and he does fill the outside zone 2 okay. And Matsuyama right there doesn't give him any space. Oe filling outside zone 3 towards the end. Kind of going into that zone where it's hard to find traction. But Matsuyama is all over him in the rain. And right there, cutting in a little bit too much into the rumble strips. And Oe looks like huge correction right at the transition, and that's it for that run. And Matsuyama looked like he did a good job chasing as well. So yeah.
And here you go, Yoshimura going with Matsuyama, Dayoshihara going for Matsuyama. Same with Robbie Nishida. So it looks like Hokuto Matsuyama is going to get the win and move on to the top 16, the first one on the right side of the bracket. And like the viewers were saying, Matsuyama's car was performing like it was dry out, almost, the way he was throwing it down on outer zone 1.
Yeah, it does. It looks quite different from how everybody else's cars are. So he's either handling it really well, he's really comfortable in the car, and yeah, even if it's wet, looks like he's doing his thing. So looking forward to seeing how he's going to be battling in top 16.
And next up, coming up to the gate right now is Tamagawa, but he'll be going against the champ himself, Koichi Yamashita, in the lead position, while you have Yoshihiko Tamagawa in his JZA 80 Supra. We'll see how they're going to pan out with one another. So Tamagawa was unable to do a first qualify run yesterday and had to pass, but was able to throw a solid 83 for his second qualify run. Let's see how he's going to do in the chase position going against Yamashita. Yamashita winning Suzuka Twin last year, so we'll see what he's going to do. He struggled through qualify, but let's see what he's going to do here in the lead position. Not bad. Oh, Tamagawa definitely coming in way too hot in outer zone 1, suffering the outskirts of outer zone 1 while Yamashita is doing his thing like he always does, ripping around to this touch and go region. And man, Yamashita definitely threw down into outer zone 1 with an aggressive entry, but Tamagawa, I don't know what he was doing back there. He was off-roading.
I had my mic off, so that's good because I was like, oh, right when it happened. But yeah, it looks like Tamagawa miscalculated his initiation because he went out a little too wide. I'm glad that yeah, he was able to make it back in because that's a very clean car for anything to happen. And yeah, like you said, Yamashita is just doing his own thing, just like how he usually does it. Very good, clean run.
Controlled and everything.
Yeah, so this is a very calculated, clean run by Yamashita. So that was a very solid lead run. So now Tamagawa is going to have to give it his all when he is leading Yamashita.
Hopefully Tamagawa wasn't anticipating the pylons to be a 1 meter back like we do during practice, because they sure look like it. Yeah, so during practice, the pylons are actually backed 1 meter, so it's less fixing of the cones and stuff like that, and the drivers all know that. They're well aware, but here they are for competition. They're where they're supposed to be, and man, Tamagawa took them both out like they were nothing. Here's another look at the replay. Tamagawa definitely took like a beeline shot straight to outer zone 1.
Tamagawa.
So we'll see here. I see Yamashita is currently, you'll see here soon, is at the start line. Here's another replay. But not sure where Tamagawa, if he's taking a competition 5-minute competition timeout or not, but there's another replay of the contact he made, maybe causing him some issues with the car. So we're waiting for the call. While we're waiting for the answer from the crew in the pits. If you're just joining in, we're on the right side of the bracket. This is the second battle on the right side for in the top 32 to get in the top 16. We had a good, you can see right there on the right, we have a good portion of fans out here. Not too bad at all for the conditions, considering the conditions. If you're out here, come check out the booths. They got a few marketing sponsor booths out there. And right there you can see all the sponsors for here at Formula Drift Japan. This is round 1. We'll actually be back here next weekend for round 1 of the FDJ2 series. So FDJ2 series started last year. It was our first time running it, and that's the feeder series into FDJ. And like we were talking about throughout this top 32 bracket, there's a few FDJ2 competitors from last year that actually made it into FDJ, and they're here to compete, and they're already in the top 32 making their mark. So it'll be interesting. So if you want to tune into that, definitely tune in. A little of the schedule. So once we finish top 32, we'll have a small break in between, and then we'll roll into the top 16 driver intro, and then start that tandem battle between the drivers. But this has definitely been a struggle for all drivers. We were dealing with beautiful sunny weather yesterday. Had a little bit overcast, but mostly sunny weather yesterday for qualifying. We qualified, had 47 drivers come out. Had to cut 15 to make that top 32. Definitely was a tough cut. 76 was the lowest score of yesterday, which there was actually a few that got a 76. And then we had a tiebreaker for the top spot. We have Kanta with a 92, and we had Matsuyama, which he just battled right before this battle, and he got a 92 also, but they had to go back and figure out their first qualify run on who got the highest score to get that first spot.
Sorry about that. We were trying to figure out what's going on right now. It looks like Tamagawa went off course, and he dropped a bead. So that happened because he went off course. So he was going to qualify to change that. So we're going to have to let Yamashita change his tires too. But Tamagawa is calling it because he is having power steering issues, and that's probably why he went off course like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there you go. There's Tamagawa right there. Does not look happy because, yeah, the car had power steering issues, and that kind of explains why he went out wide like that and probably couldn't keep the car within control. So tough luck for Tamagawa, but yeah, very beautiful car. A crazy looking livery there on this JZA 80 Supra.
Yeah, he's with the Car Guy Racing Club. We'll see how he's going to perform. You know, next round he did a phenomenal job, but unfortunately, like I said before, he struggled early on. Yesterday he had to bow down for his first qualify run.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty much he only had one run yesterday to make it in, but he did land a good enough score to make it into top 32.
Yeah, we're not sure what he had to do to get the reason for him backing down, but here you are right here. Yamashita's going to go ahead and do his buy run between, or not buy, but his buy run
yeah.
for
so maybe
the chase.
Maybe Tamagawa did have issues from before.
Oh, the power steering.
Yeah, maybe he had the issues from before. But here you go. This is pretty much almost like a practice run now for Yamashita. But I think he already got it down. Speaking.
Yeah, you almost spoke too soon. But here he is with the Team Weld JZX 100 Mark II. Beautiful wide body kit made by Team Weld. And once again, that's our champ for 2 years. He's trying to three-peat. And last year he took podium first spot here at Suzuka Twin.
And it was wet.
So
he likes this track. Hey, but you know what? That's going to be an interesting battle too, because it's going to be Matsuyama, the young gun, going against Yamashita.
Oh, you're
for
right.
top 16
you're right.
too. So.
And then on top of that, I mean, he's done he wasn't doing too hot yesterday in the dry. So now you see him out here just ripping, making things happen. So you're right. He probably does like the rain out here.
Yeah.
So our next battle coming up, they're getting their tires warmed up. And it looks like one of the drivers is at the line ready to go, and it looks like it's number 27, Masanori Kohashi. He's in the Ling Long Tire Drift Team Orange S15. Got an 87 on his first qualify run, ranked 7th in the top 32 qualifying. And then going against him, pulling up to the line right now, is going to be number 218, Konosuke Fujimoto. He's in the D-Dash Racing S15. Here you go, Kohashi coming from D1. He was a D1, ex-D1 champ coming in. Let's see how he's going to do in the lead position while Fujimoto's going to be in the chase. Fujimoto struggled through practice, locking in outer zone 1 and 2. So we'll see how he's going to do here in the chase.
Whoa,
and look at that right off the bat.
Yeah.
Huge gap. Kohashi coming in hot, making things happen. And once again, I told you outer zone 1 and 2 is where Fujimoto was struggling, and there is over-rotating and losing it. But there you go right there, Kohashi. ripping, making things happen, showing why he was the champ before and ripping around the outer zone 4 right there. Not making it easy at all for Fujimoto. So we're gonna see how Kohashi's gonna do. Let's see the replay first before they flip their roles. Yeah, right off the bat, Kohashi just kind of lit up and just kind of walked away from Fujimoto. And then Fujimoto over-rotating from outer zone 1 and losing it, falling off track. But I know Robbie's probably going to say it. This isn't a drag race, so we didn't want, Kohashi to run too much away from him. But we're going to see how he's going to adjust himself in the chase position going against Fujimoto.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say it's going to be easy for Kohashi because of the conditions that they have. But then the situation they're under right now, where Fujimoto is sitting on an incomplete, that's probably a lot off of Kohashi's shoulders. But at the same time, you can't give him any space. Because he can run away, or he might catch up too much, so he has to stay in the perfect position. Yeah, he has to be in a safe position, and not correct.
Fujimoto, like I said before, is in the lead this time, being real aggressive this time, coming into outer zone 1. Can he hold on and make it all the way to outer zone 2? Almost, over-rotating just a little bit, but Kohashi adjusting himself to be right there, closing that proximity right here into outer zone 3, coming through this touch and go. Kohashi trying to stay right there while Fujimoto struggled a little bit leaving outer zone 3. And here they are with the transition into outer zone 4, and Kohashi the whole time just giving pressure to Fujimoto.
Yeah, so it looks like Kohashi did a very good job because Fujimoto went off track at outside zone 2, but that didn't faze Kohashi at all. He just he sat back for a little bit right there, knowing that might happen, and pretty much got right into attack mode after outside zone 3 and just kept this proximity. He doesn't run an outside line as much as he's supposed to, but at the same time, he's a lot closer in position and does a fairly good job keeping the position of the car where it's supposed to be behind Fujimoto. And right there too, towards the end of the track, Fujimoto doesn't look like he is liking this rain in this, at this track too, so.
Imamura going with Kohashi, Yoshihara going with Kohashi, and Robbie Nishida. So Masanori Kohashi gets the win, moving on to the top 16.
I love hearing Kenny trying to adapt himself to these new drivers and new names, because I know he was getting used to a lot of the drivers now. This year, there's a lot of drivers that moved up from FDJ2 and also, from other series like D1, and now new names that Kenny has to remember and say. So I like watching him struggle.
Thanks. I'm glad I'm your entertainment. Hey, at least you're in a good mood. I like to hear you laugh, and
Well, now I am.
Yeah, you're awake. Exactly. I thought it was gonna be. I woke up this morning. I looked out the window and I was like, "Oh, today's gonna be a struggle. I'm gonna have to slap Robbie in the face 3 or 4 times this time." But I didn't have to yet.
Do you hear the abuse that I get?
It's not abuse. It's love.
Hey, speaking of which, new drivers, yesterday for the qualify, we didn't have all the foreign drivers. We have Matt Hagen, who couldn't make it. He's actually physically out here, but his car didn't make it because he was his car still stuck at the ports. He shipped the vehicle from the States. Looking forward to seeing him compete next round. Andrew Gray isn't here either, and all his teammates, Benjamin and Nian, is not here either from Singapore because of the borders. Hopefully they're going to be here because that's going to be their home track, Ibiza Circuit, which is going to be round 2. And last but not least, the ex-Formula Drift Japan champ, Mad Mike Widet, also is skipping this round, and he should be back. And that's what I think, and that's what I heard from his from Kawato from TCP Magic. He said he should be here for FDJ round 2, Ebisu Circuit in the FD3S. So I'm looking forward to this whole mix.
That'll be interesting because he podiumed there. So coming in back after 2 years of not being able to come into the country because of COVID, it's going to be interesting. But till then, here we are with Kazumi Takahashi in the lead with Daichi Mizutani in the chase. It looks like they got a pylon touch or some sort, but here you go right here. Takahashi in his, once again, BMW's bringing back out. He did swap over to a JZX 100 halfway through the season, but I'm not going to lie, myself and Robbie were a huge fan of how he performed in this BMW, so we'll see what he's going to do. And you were talking about his power plant's totally different this year.
Yeah, he has a VR38, the R35 GTR motor under the hood this season. Before he had the
1GR?
Actually, I think it was a 2GR, which is a 3.5 liter version of the 1GR. From the Toyota it's a Toyota V6 motor. It was a twin turbo. Now this is a VR38 twin turbo in this car, but the looks of it is the same. I really think this is a beautiful car. Looks very nice, and I think that flashy green too. In my opinion, I think it's very pretty. So.
Did you say pretty?
I said pretty, yeah. It's one of my favorite cars, but you know. Just the looks.
It looks mean to me. It looks aggressive. So here he is coming out. Let's see how aggressive he's going to be in his lead position. I don't think he's going to be that aggressive because he keeps knocking over the pylons. So he's real aggressive at the start.
Wow, you got to watch out because that's 2 strikes on the pylon touch, and that's 2 restarts. And you really need to watch out because you don't want to go out like that. You're going to get an incomplete for the 3rd strike.
So we'll see how he's going to do.
Yeah, so we could talk more about the car. Now let's talk about the Mizutani's car. He has S15, wide body, and it's the Majoro paint. This car has been in the series for a few years now, kind of keeping the same looks of it. Now let's watch the replay of watch the replay of the pylon touch.
But you know what? I still haven't seen, well, maybe it hasn't came off of any of my screens, the pylon touch shirt. I'm waiting for one of these.
Yeah, I gave up. Nobody wants to do it. It's not going to sell because nobody likes it.
You should sell it then. There you go.
No.
It takes effort.
All right, so there you go. He took his time this time. But here we go now. Clean start by both drivers. Let's go ahead and see this battle.
Let's see Takahashi here. Look at that. Pretty aggressive coming in outer zone 1. Is Mizutani going to be able to hold that through and close this proximity, that gap that Takahashi's making right there, coming around to outer zone 3 right there. And Mizutani definitely has to close his proximity here. Playing it a little too safe. Takahashi, having a little bobble there. And that was not clean at the end right there by both drivers.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that Takahashi's e-brake drag was pretty long, too, at the initiation. But it didn't look like it messed up the pace of the chase driver right here. He looked like he did yank the e-brake or initiate a little too early. Like right there. That was a long pause until he got back on gas. But there you go. Looks like Mizutani wasn't too close anyway, so it didn't really affect him. But right here after the outside zone 3, it looks like Mizutani just straightens out. Yeah, something happened to his car, I'm not sure. But he did straighten out. Looks like I could see the car way over there at the finish line, past the finish line area. It looks like he is having maybe mechanical issues. Let me go ahead and see what's going on.
So let's see this replay once again. Like Robbie's saying, he did a long e-brake pull early on after the 3-2-1, coming into outer zone 1, and then releasing halfway through outer zone 2 there. Beautiful positioning, though, in outer zone 3, filling the whole zone. And then, once again, Mizutani just struggling from the start, kind of to keep that close proximity. And right there, kind of having issues straightening up and adjusting. So it looks like Mizutani might be suffering some issues with his vehicle right now at the start line. Takahashi's there waiting, but we're getting word if Mizutani's taking his competition timeout or not. And you can see the rain is just continuing down on us, not stopping, but I guess it's keeping consistency out here.
Yeah, so it looks like Mizutani is going to use his competition timeout, which is going to give him 5 minutes to take a look at his car. Obviously, there was some kind of trouble after the outside zone 3 going towards the touch and go. Car straightened, and it looked like it almost looked like he gave up and just drove straight through. And that's going to give him an incomplete, but they're going to go ahead and check out his car to see what the problem is.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for him because he's going to be having to having that incomplete in the chase position. He's really going to have to lay down a solid run and hope, Takahashi struggles through the chase. So we'll see here. You can see, like I was talking before, the rain has not stopped. But yeah, so Suzuka Twin Circuit, we actually ran 3 years ago, actually 4 years ago now. This is third season running this track layout. We usually go opposite of the direction of the track. So here we are, fans out here sticking with us through the rain. We appreciate y'all out there on the live, chiming in, typing your comments. We are reading them. We're trying to get through them and stuff like that. But, we have some time. Where y'all chiming in from around the world? There you go. We got some Brazilian flags popping up.
Yeah, so Mizutani's car, looks like something is going on with the engine, maybe a piping or something like that. So they're going and checking the car out right now. So give us a couple of minutes to get that situated. Meanwhile, let's talk about the weather.
The weather. I'm talking about where everybody's chiming in from.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We got Alaska on here, different places in the U.S., California, Canada.
Ooh.
Man, thank y'all out there. It's some crazy hours right now. I know that for a fact, especially in the U.S. You got Texas, L.A., Hawaii, Massachusetts, Montreal, Portugal, Brazil, Holland. Man, appreciate y'all viewing in. We do love y'all for doing that. But right there on the screen, you can see his team working hard to get him back out there. And
yeah, it's kind of pixelated, but it looks like they are maybe messing with the piping. Yeah, I think they're tightening the piping. Maybe it popped off, but
once it clears up, you can see. So he was running an SR halfway through the season last year. They dropped a 2J for the rest of the season, and then this year. And yeah, it's just actually water absorbed. That's what it is.
Oh, there you go. Oh, wait.
The screen's water absorbed. Man, Jamaica out there, New Jersey. Appreciate y'all viewing. Thank you. It is rough watching, though. This rain is not making it easy on the drivers or for us watching. We just want to see some crazy smoke, tandem battles, but, we get what the drift gods are giving us, and this is what we're getting is rain.
There you go. It's been 2 minutes, so there's like 2 minutes and 45 seconds left for Mizutani's team to get the car situated. This is very nerve-wracking, too, as a driver when you're sitting in the car and the mechanics are doing things and you're just like, is it going to make it or what,
They're asking where the announcers are from. Where are you from, Robbie?
I was born in Okinawa, but I was born on the base over there because my dad was in the military, and we moved to Tokyo. Then I've been around that area since. So yeah, I was born in Japan.
Nice. I call Ohio or Texas home. San Antonio or,
Yeah, but where were you born?
Actually here at 4.5 hours north on a military base like you, but at Yokota.
Oh, you were born on Yokota?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
My son's born on Yokota, and my wife is actually born way up north in Misawa, which is in Aomori. So we're all born on base.
Exactly.
And my whole family is, yeah. So there you go. The time is ticking. The clock is ticking. I don't know. Maybe they thought the piping was the problem, but it doesn't look like they are able to figure it out. Well, they still have a little bit of time, so let's see. I'm pretty sure that I have my fingers crossed as well. Hopefully they can get it situated. Yeah, it looks like there's like a minute and a half left.
We'll see if they can get it together. Man, love the representation out there from y'all chiming in.
Yeah, so I think maybe they're looking for an air leak anywhere. Looks like they're using parts cleaner to see if it's going to change the idle or anything. But yeah, they are checking the piping. Is it a damaged? Is there a crack in the line?
Looks like 1 more minute left.
There's a minute left, yeah, and
this is very stressful on the team to, you know, deal with the situation that they're dealing with. But we'll see here.
Yeah, so yeah, they are talking. But
And this is it. This is our last 5 battles to get into the top 16. So we're going to see here, we already finished our left side of the bracket. We're halfway through our right side. Looks like we're coming on the last few seconds for Mizutani's team to get his car ready. His S15 powered by a 2J with Mizutani motors.
so I don't even know if they're able. They looked a little
Confused. Looks like Robbie's getting some word on the radio on what's going on and what's going to be the final. Oh, it looks like Mizutani is making it up to the line. And it looks like Takahashi is going to be taking a turn around to get his tire scrubbed and warmed up a little in the burnout box.
Yeah, so I know they said that the intercooler piping may have popped off, but it looks like they are they fixed it, but they said the car still doesn't run so good. Oh, it looks like Mizutani's car. Oh, I think he's done with the warm up. Yeah, so they just had to go back and warm their tires up real quick.
So we'll see.
And now Mizutani is taking his car to the start line. And there you go, you see Kuroda right there, our starter for FDJ2. Rain or shine, he's always there. He gets super burnt with.
But he always has a smile.
Yeah, he always has a smile. Yeah, then he just gets soaked when it's raining. Here you go, those 2 drivers. Looks like Takahashi is ready to chase down Mizutani. Hopefully, none of the gremlins pop up.
Here he is right here. Mizutani in the lead position here. Hopefully it performs the way he wants to, coming into outer zone 1. Nice aggressive approach, and there you go right there. Looks like Takahashi's really struggling, and right there losing a little bit right there, but Takahashi's struggling to keep that proximity. He's trying to dive in on him, but Mizutani being a little too aggressive, approaching outer zone 2.
Yeah, so Mizutani, I'll go ahead and double check on the replay, but then after the outside zone 2 and the transition, Mizutani straightened out, so that might be an incomplete for him. So that might be 2 incompletes for Mizutani. And yeah, let's go ahead and check this out one more time. Yeah, I like the way Mizutani initiated first. 2 deep on the outside zone 2, then right there after he came out of it, drove straight, had to reinitiate towards outside zone 3. This is outside zone 3, but at this point he's already incompleted, so there's nothing for Takahashi to chase, and that is it.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult being in the situation that Mizutani was in, already having an incomplete on his chase and having to really throw down the best run he could in the lead position. Here you go. Imamura going with Takahashi, Daiyoshihara going with Takahashi, and Robbie Nishida with Kazumi Takahashi getting the win and moving into the top 16. Beautiful job by Takahashi. Definitely gonna have to clean a little bit up, but was able to make it with his TMS Racing Cylon tire BMW. So let's see. Looks like the crew's cleaning up Mizutani's mess that he made. And getting ready for our next battle, our last 4 battles of the top 16. to get to the top 16. And right there you can see pulling up right now is Takumi Sato going against Tomoki Tanaka.
Yeah, so Tanaka has a new livery this year, and I like it because it looks bad, you know, it's flat black with the gray. Versus Sato just moved up from FDJ2.
Yeah, so you got the Team Kazama on the right going against the V-Style Good Ride with Tetsujin on the left. Here he is right here.
Yeah, very exciting.
Both chasers, both 2Js. Sato's got a little less power than Tanaka, but we'll see here how it's going to fall. Oh, Tanaka dipping 2 tires, it looks like, out there in outer zone 2, holding on. And Sato trying to close that proximity and losing a little bit right there on outer zone 2, struggling now while Tanaka continues on through the touch and go. And man, Sato stayed a little bit too long in that outer zone 3, causing him to lose all of his momentum leaving outer zone 3.
Yeah, I know Tanaka did dip some tires off at outside zone 2, but he did go in very deep, and Sato pretty much could not stay too close to Tanaka throughout the track, especially after outside zone 3. Right there, he does a good job up until here. Then after this, he goes into that area, swings it a little too much, and he tried to save it. Does not correct, but he was looking for traction there, leaving outside zone 3, and he couldn't find it, and Tanaka gapped him a lot. So now we're going to have to see how Sato is going to lead Tanaka and see how Tanaka can handle that.
Yeah, he was trying, he was roasting the tires, but he had nothing, and we were talking about that. Outer zone 3, if you stay too long, it gets real slick in the top portions of that zone. But here we are, the tables are turned. Sato's going to be in the lead while Tanaka is in the chase position. Like I said before, both JZX 100 chasers, both 2Js. I want to say Sato's about 150, 200 horsepower less than Tanaka. But being out here in the rain condition, that really
yeah, that might not matter so much right now, but let's see how it's both JZX chasers.
Exactly,
JZX
but this
chasers,
is interesting right here. Motis, Team Kazama with power vehicles coming in deep with their cars, and let's see how he is going to perform here in the lead position. Sato coming in outer zone 1. Not a bad approach to outer zone 1 to outer zone 2. And looking right behind him, Tanaka throwing that hard angle out of outer zone 2. Can he close that proximity? Oh, and Sato just completely coming off track right there in outer zone 3. And man, knocking this bumper off and everything. But Tanaka able to, you know, avoid that contact, especially since Sato came back on course when he left in the outer zone 3.
Yeah, there's a major mistake made by Sato right there. I like the way both of the cars initiated, but more than that, or more than the lead run, I think the chase driver did a more aggressive initiation behind the lead car, threw a more angle than Sato. Sato was very shallow, and he tried to beam it out to the outside zone 3, which caused him to go 4 tires off the track, and that is going to be an incomplete for lead driver Sato, and yeah, that's it.
It's very unfortunate. He had a nice entry for his lead in outer zone 1 and coming around to outer zone 2. Not super aggressive, while Tanaka was super aggressive into outer zone 2, but not able to hold on, leaving there, coming in outer zone 3. And there you go, you can see his bumper knocked off, went a little off-road in there. And Yoichi Imamura is going to go with Tanaka, Daiishihara going with Tanaka, and Robbie Nishida with Tomoki Tanaka to get the win and move on to the top 16.
Yeah, it's the first event Sato is made out to for Formula Drift Japan. Tough luck for him leaving early this weekend, or ending his weekend early, but he put up a good fight against Tanaka, and we'll see how Tanaka is going to handle the next battle, moving on to top 16.
Who is going to go against Tanaka? Is it going to be here's the next competitors. They're getting their tires scrubbed and warmed up. They got both vehicles scrubbing their tires. Pulling up right now is going to be number 23, Yuji Saito, going against number 888 Kenji Yamada.
And they are both S15s, both clean cars, but Saito's car is packed with a VR38. Yamada's car is being traditional, with board SR20.
Heavily built
so yeah, it's a
SR20.
very heavily built SR20. But think about the engine displacement. That's probably double.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you now, Saito is a very aggressive driver. He doesn't care about the conditions. He's just going to throw down, and he did that during practice, which almost made contact with another driver, but was able to pull through. We'll see how he's going to do in his lead run here, and if Yamada is going to go ahead and trust his driving and follow suit with his extreme driving. Here they are coming up to this 3-2-1 cone. Saito initiating an outer zone 1 right there. Not too bad, but holding that e-brake a little longer than expected right there into outer zone 2. But man, Yamada's got to close that proximity right here. Coming out of outer zone 3. Can he carry it through? And here they both are finishing strong in outer zone 4. Yamada, ooh, huge correction right through that finish.
Yeah, it looks like Yamada corrected big time right at the finish line. And there you go. I like the way Saito initiated, and he does fill the zones very well. Yamada is trying to stay as close as possible on the same line. Looks like Saito dips a tire there, and both the drivers doing a great job. A little bit of a gap created there by Saito. Yamada giving chase, and right here after this transition, man,
right there,
yeah, that
was
a major correction by Yamada, and that's going to really hurt him right now. But let's see, you never know. This is drifting, so whatever happens after they change places, swap places, Yamada's going to be leading now, and Saito's going to be giving chase.
And I was talking before, Saito's very aggressive. So we're going to see how he's going to do here through outer zones 1 and 2, because that has been kind of the danger zone of contact between drivers. We've avoided all contact so far, but you know, this is where you got to watch right here.
So is Saito going to get close? Is Yamada going to do his thing and run a great lead run?
It looks like Saito is just on the attack right here, diving into outer zone 2, playing it really well right here against Yamada. Yamada doing not so bad. He could have been a little deeper in outer zone 2, and here he is filling all of outer zone 3, and Saito closing out. No! And just avoiding contact while Yamada spinning out right there in outer zone 3.
Yeah, so it looks like Yamada pretty much gift wrapped and gave it away to Saito here because of the two incompletes that he made. He made it incomplete when he was chasing Saito right at the finish line, and also made it incomplete as he was leading right out the outside zone 3 area. Ooh, that's going to be an interesting battle too, though. Well, here's a replay. It looks like Yamada doesn't make it all the way out to the outside zone 2. Does a good job at outside zone 3, but right there over-rotates, and Saito did a good job avoiding contact. So, yeah, this might be an easy one for us judges to make the call.
There's another replay right here. Beautiful job. Saito mimicking him right there, trying to hold on, and then right here is where he dives for that proximity closure, but luckily just avoided that contact with Yamada. There you go, Yoichi Muraro with Yuji Saito, Dai with Saito, and Robbie with Saito. So Yuji Saito gets the win and will move on to the top 16.
Yeah, like I was saying, that's going to be an interesting battle because top 16 is going to be Tanaka and Saito. Both the drivers are kind of wild.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're going to be exchanging paint on their doors or tire marks or whatever you want to call.
It is going to be very interesting between the two. But what's going to be real interesting is right here, this U.S. driver that's already at the line, number 530, Wataru Masuyama, coming in from the USFD. He's been competing there for a few years now, and he's out here in an opposite side. It's actually a left-hand drive, 350Z with a 2J, while in the States he's driving a right-hand drive.
S15 with the 2J. And going against him is car number 61, Mao Yamanaka, both cars representing Good Ride.
So, yep.
And Mao Yamanaka is the winner of FDJ2. So he is I think he's ready to take on a veteran from FD US and FD Japan, Masuyama. So let's see how they will handle each other.
This is rough for Good Ride Motorsports right here because they got to watch both their teammates right here. Oh, and Yamanaka just still going too aggressive there, but look at that right there. Masuyama knocking off his bumper, leaving a little bit of outer zone 2 out in the pits, and here he is dipping a little bit of a tire right there in outer zone 3. But how is he going to finish off coming up to outer zone 4 here? And Yamanaka trying to close that proximity back up. Oh, and huge straighten right there by Yamanaka. All around not too clean for Yamanaka.
All right, so let's go ahead and check this out. I want to keep my eyes on the chase car right here as well because we have to look closely, see what Yamanaka is doing behind. Over rotates right there, and he does save himself, but at the same time, Matsuyama does go tire off, ripping his bumper off, and kind of half a tire off or so after towards the end of the outside zone 3, kind of comes out wide. Doesn't go too deep into the touch and go, but right here too at the transition, looks like Yamanaka kind of played it off, but he almost straightened. So this is going to be a tough one for Yamanaka to flip around because now he is going to be leading, and pretty sure Masuyama is not going to give him any space to run away from him. So let's see how we can compare the lead to lead, chase to chase after these 2 battles, or after these 2 full runs are done. And at the line right there, the chase car, the 350Z, driven by Wataru Masuyama. He is a competitor currently. He just came back from the US right now, or a week ago or so, after he finished the FD Long Beach that they had. He just competed over there, so he's definitely used to how the judging is and also how to drive for FD. Versus another driver that just been driving FDJ2 all year last year and became the champ for FDJ2 series, getting his license to move up to FD Japan in the Good Ride S15 is Mao Yamanaka, and his father is also an ex-driver. I used to drive with him too, Kenji Yamanaka. He used to compete in the FD USA series as well. So there's a lot of FD related people here.
Yes, right here, packed here in this tandem battle. And here you go, Yamanaka in the lead, coming real aggressive into that outer zone 1. Nice approach by him, coming in up into outer zone 2. But right there, Masuyama giving him some heat into outer zone 2. Can he close that proximity again here in outer zone 3? And it looks like he's trying to dial it in just a little bit more. And Yamanaka doing a pretty good job throughout this course right now. Let's see if he's going to finish strong and not have a correction of anything going to outer zone 4.
All right, there you go. It doesn't look like Yamanaka is too deep on outside zone 2, but let's go ahead and see. I like the way he flicked the car. A little bit of a wobble, but it's okay. Doesn't make it all the way into outside zone 2, but he does a good job around here on outside zone 3. Maybe half or dips the tire off, but Masuyama is right there, not giving him too much room. And right here, there's a slight gap created, but Masuyama is within proximity and in a good position where he could try to catch up to Yamanaka as soon as he tries to run away. But I think the major mistakes that Yamanaka made when he was chasing Masuyama earlier is going to hurt him right now, because we are going to be checking lead to lead, chase to chase.
Yeah, Masuyama's been doing a phenomenal job, one at practice and then coming out here, or yesterday's qualifying and then coming out here today for his tandem battle. He's doing a phenomenal job, but we'll see what these judges have to say. Mao Yamanaka, I think he podiumed every single time last year, obviously leading up to his championship for FDJ2. We'll see here. Both Good Ride Motorsports vehicles. Team came in stacked this round. Their pit area was solid. If you want, go check out the behind the scenes footage that we had on our Instagram for Formula Drift Japan. Here's another replay with Yamanaka in the lead. Matsuyama in the chase right here.
Yeah, we're looking for a replay because there might have been something that we almost missed. watching Masuyama leading. So we're going to go ahead and show you the replay of Masuyama leading to see, because this is going to affect the call big time. So right there, two beautiful good ride cars. Looks like they're doing a tandem, a twin drift. Both the cars waiting for us to make the call, but we are going to be checking the replays. Here you go. Jinx.
Hey.
Here you go. So Masuyama's lead. Now we have to look carefully where he dips tires off. Yeah, so it
are you
looks
guys
like,
looking for how many tires he dipped off?
yeah, that does look like it's 3.
And you know what's the downfall is it's raining, so we can't get the drone footage, because that's what we were getting yesterday for qualify, to see really where they were in all of the zones. So this is going to be a tough one for the judges. They really have to analyze the replay on what they see. So this is our second to last battle for the top, out of the top 32 for our top 16 slots.
All right, I'm glad we were able to look at that replay, because the call changed big time, because we are going one more time.
One more time between these two.
And the reason why is Yamanaka's major correction, well, multiple corrections that he made. And towards the end of the track, he did do a big correction where he pretty much straightened out. And also, Matsuyama, as a lead car, he did dip 3 tires off, and we considered 3 tires as incomplete as well. So both lead car and the chase car incompleted.
Well, looks like the Good Ride Motorsports team is pretty busy right now. They got to get those 2 cars ready to go. Next at the line right there, you can see is number 75, Koji Nagase. He is actually a FDJ2 driver moving up into FDJ. And then here we are, going against him is going to be Yuta Komatsu, his 3rd season in this IS 350 by Komatsu Racing. And you got Motis, Team Kazama, JZX 100 Chaser coming into outer zone 2. Oh, looks like he's e-braking quite much, but look at Komatsu right there. Definitely a change right there, being very aggressive right there against Nagase, coming around outer zone 3 into this touch and go region. And yes, he could close that proximity gap a lot more, but man, not bad by Komatsu in that chase position, being aggressive to Nagase.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to say that Nagase's pace wasn't too fast, but at the same time, Komatsu wasn't giving him too much space, too. He got really close to initiation, and I'm pretty sure that his line was a lot smaller, too. But let's go ahead and check out the replay right here. Nagase does a good job at the initiation right here, but he does have to yank on the e-brake for a while. Doesn't make it all the way out to the outside zone, too. And Komatsu, a lot smaller line, but at the same time trying to keep good proximity. Doesn't make it all the way out to the outside zone 3 as a chase car, but keeps a good pace behind Nagase, good enough proximity to catch him. And right here, a little bit of a gap created when they were going through the touch and go, and it looks like Komatsu tries to catch up at the end of the track too. So I would have to say a fairly good job by both of the drivers, and very impressive run, because Nagase just moved up from FDJ2, and Komatsu, I think this is his 3rd year in this IS. So
we'll see here. But yeah, that's one of Moti's Team Kazama with Power Vehicles vehicle. They had 5 out here qualifying yesterday.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they're going to do. Both cars rocking the Kazama auto kit. So let's see how they're going to do right here. Komatsu in the lead position coming in outer zone 1. Nice aggressive approach to outer zone 1. Filling in outer zone 2 right on that fine edge. Look at that, carrying it all the way through, but was that too much? Is he going to be able to get to outer zone 3? And nice job, but look at Nagase with that proximity right on his right rear fender, coming around to this touch and go. Both cars looking beautiful through this strip. Looks like Komatsu had a little bobble right there coming out of zone 4, and both able to finish. Not bad at all right there on that.
We're going to have to watch this replay really hard, because it looked like that was a very good lead run.
the development that Komatsu has with this car is it's impeccable. It's starting this early in the year.
There you go. Fills outside zone 1, makes it all the way halfway out to outside zone 2. Fills outside zone 3, tries to find the traction out here, going towards the touch and go. It looks like Nagase is a little bit closer to Komatsu as well, but it looks like Komatsu's lead is very well.
So we'll see here. That was very good by both drivers. That's what we want to see. That was going to be our last battle of the top 32.
See, so I usually make up my mind once I watch it live, then I watch the replay and I double check.
One more time, and that's the reason why he says when he double checks, because one more time, because both cars had their strengths and their weaknesses. But we still have another one more time battle. So these are supposed to be our last 2 battles, and they're coming to a one more time session.
Hey, but you know what? This run by Nagase and Komatsu, I wouldn't mind watching a run one more time because both the runs were really good. And let me go ahead and go back and explain a little about Matsuyama and Yamanaka's situation where we didn't incomplete Matsuyama for the 3 tires. It was like 2.5 tires. So that was a major no-no for Matsuyama. But at the same time, Yamanaka made a huge mistake right before the finish line, and we didn't incomplete him because he didn't totally straighten out, but that was a big mistake. So both of them were like, let's say it wasn't a 100% mistake. Let's say they were both 90% mistakes.
Yeah.
Because usually if Matsuyama made an incomplete at the outside zone 2, the run would have been over. So Yamanaka's mistake wouldn't have mattered. But we didn't incomplete Matsuyama at the outside zone 2. We just thought it was a major tire, majorly going off course. So that was a big no-no for him. But let's go ahead and see. These cars will be situated. They're changing tires, getting ready. But we'll be right back after these short messages.
Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ
横浜
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
Ultimate lubricant. Mortis.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
究極の静かさと安全性。オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性。世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである。高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
Made in Japan. Breed.
Prevents Formula Drift Japan 2022. This is round one. We're at the end. Our last two battles for the top 32, getting into the top 16.
And right now you see the one more time battle that we are going back to, the battle that we were going back to, the one more time by Masuyama versus Yamanaka. Both of the drivers made their own fair share of mistakes, and the run became a one more time, so we're going to have to go ahead and see that again. Masuyama is going to be leading Yamanaka. Masuyama qualifying 6th yesterday, and Yamanaka qualifying 27th. Now, Masuyama is a current FD USA driver, alongside with another driver that is here from the States, Kenshiro Gushi, who already made his spot into top 16 earlier in the top 32. So Yamanaka being the champion of FD J2, moving up to Formula Drift Japan. Interesting to see how he's going to handle this.
Yes, we'll see here. Yamanaka definitely had a lot of mistakes going on, but he was saved by the one mistake Masuyama made in outer zone 2. So here they are coming in. Yamanaka coming in real hot, just coming in barely into outer zone 1, swinging around outer zone 2. Beautiful job right there by Matsuyama, coming around to outer zone 3. And look at that, Yamanaka really cleaning up his chase run this time around and making things happen. Here they are coming through the touch and go into outer zone 4, and Yamanaka still trying to close that proximity a little bit more and diving in right there at the finish. But overall, Matsuyama doing a phenomenal job. He was a little shallow in that outer zone 1, but the rest of the zones he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think that was a fairly good job by both the drivers, lead and chase. It looked like a twin drift by the two good ride cars. Both very same livery. Different cars though, 350Z and S15s, and good job by Masuyama leading, doing filling the zones, and also Yamanaka giving chase, staying on the same line, trying to keep the same angle, and trying to keep the proximity tight. Does get left a little bit after they leave the outside zone 3 area, but it looks like that was a good run by both the lead and the chase drivers. Now, what is going to happen when they switch places? Masuyama is going to be giving chase. Yamanaka is going to be leading this second time around.
Looks like they're ready to go. Like I was saying before, this is a one more time battle between this. This is to finish the last part of the top 16 bracket right here to get us there. Who's going to be competing in the top 16 against each other?
Yeah, so we still have 2 more battles here at the top 32, and they're both now one more times. Let's see if we can Let's see if we could pick the winners out of this battle first. Yamanaka now leading, and Masuyama giving chase.
Here we go, Yamanaka coming in. Nice flick in outer zone 1. Beautiful job in outer zone 1 by Yamanaka. But look at right there, Masuyama closing that proximity here, diving in on him. Let's see here in the outer zone 3. Kind of keeping some safe space, but looks like Yamanaka got a little wild there at the outer portion or the end of outer zone 3. Both hitting the rumble strip right there, coming into outer zone 4. And man, the Good Ride Motorsports teammates right there, making it hard for the judges. So those weren't 100% clean runs, but they both had their small mistakes here and there.
Yeah, and under this track condition, I think they did really well. But it looks like Yamanaka doesn't make it all the way out to the outside zone 2 area and dips a tire. It kind of goes out a little wide outside zone 3.
Yeah, I saw.
And also it looks like Masuyama, right there too, after the transition, Yamanaka had a little bobble. But Masuyama looks like he was a little bit more dominant when he was behind. He was a little bit closer to Yamanaka, because I think Yamanaka lost ground a little bit after the outside zone 3 when he was chasing Masuyama too. So this is something that we have to look into closely.
Yeah, Masuyama coming out. Yes, he is going to fill the full season this year. So he's doing FDJ US and coming out here. And it's crazy because this is actually a left-hand drive 350Z he's driving while he's in an S15 right-hand drive in the States. So he's battling that while Ken Gushi's doing the same thing but the opposite. And we'll see. And the 350Z was actually, they showed it out on Fuji event. It was at their booth. Here's another replay right here.
So this is the first run where Masuyama is leading. Just want to double check to make sure that the placement. See, Masuyama misses outside zone 1 but goes in deep at outside zone 2.
Outer zone 3 was really nice by Masuyama. And his line right there, leaving that touch and go, coming out of outer zone 4 was very beautiful. For the rolls being flipped, they actually were in the rumble strip the other time around after the touch and go. So we'll see. Already at the line right now, we have our other contenders.
Yeah, now this is going to be a good lead-to-lead, chase-to-chase choice that the judges are going to be making, because one of the drivers is a little bit better leading.
There you go. Yoichi Imamura going with Masuyama, Dai going with the Masuyama, and Robbie going with Masuyama. So Wataru Masuyama gets the win and will be moving on to the top 16. And we'll see who's going to be battling him next on this one more time battle we're about to see.
Yeah, man, tough luck for Yamanaka, but he did put up a good fight with FDUSA driver Masuyama, but the winning factor for him, that was very, very close too. It was almost a one more time again, but Masuyama did a slightly better job leading, and it looked like Yamanaka couldn't stay as close to Masuyama when he was chasing either after the outside zone 3. So those are Masuyama's winning factors there. But really, I would have to say, I'm pretty sure that Yamanaka's dad is proud of Mao Yamanaka for competing, kind of following his footsteps, coming this far, and put up a good fight with a veteran FTJ driver.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't easy yesterday. They cut 15 drivers, so to not be able to be one of those 15 and still being able to hang on to the top 32 spot, that's a really good test right there for the start of the season. But here we are, our next battle coming up is Koji Nagase going against Yuta Komatsu. Yuta Komatsu in the chase position, getting a little wild right there. Oh, he's overshooting him. And was not expecting that. Komatsu getting a little too wild there through outer zone 1, outer zone 2, and dipping a tire after that. Nagase probably shrugging his shoulders like, what is going on here? Definitely sloppy all the way around by Yuta Komatsu on his chase run.
Yeah, it looks like Nagase is calm, and he's just doing his own thing.
Komatsu trying to get the takeover. Yeah, it's like his car didn't want to do what he wanted it to do.
Sorry about the silence. I'm just watching. I'm doing the same as you guys. I'm just being a spectator right now. But yeah, that was a crazy line that Komatsu made. And yeah, he tried to pass him at turn 1, but that's not what he's supposed to do, because I think what happened was he was trying to initiate and he couldn't initiate the way he did. So that the car probably caught him off guard, and he couldn't control it and dived in a little too much. And hands down to Nagase for not giving up, I guess. He just saw, I mean, I'd be surprised too if I was on the outside zone and all of a sudden from the inside the car is passing me up. So here we go now. Let's see what Komatsu is going to do leading.
Here he is, coming real aggressive in outer zone 1. Oh, see, once again, his car was not doing what he wanted to do. Oh, dipping 2 tires right there. And Nagase, not sure if he was anticipating a spin out or what, but here he is right here. Looks like Komatsu's ripping through, losing his side skirt right there into the touch and go, and just peeling off his body parts all through the track. So I'm not sure what's going on with Komatsu at the outer zone 1, that entry.
Yeah, I think that entry is going to hurt him because
so this right here, this is our final battle for our top 32 bracket, rolling into the top 16. And these...
Yeah, so let's say, with or without the cause of the spin out, both of the cars chasing got an incomplete. I'm not going to even mention if the Nagase's mistake was caused by Komatsu or not, but now we're going to have to go to lead to see who did a better lead run.
There you go, Yoichi Imamura going with Nagase, Yoshihara going with Nagase, and Robin Ishii going with Nagase. So Koji Nagase is going to be the final one moving into the top 16, going against Matsuyama.
Yeah, so there you go. We have the top 16 lined up. First battle is going to be Kanta versus Ken Gushi. Second one's going to be Yusuke Kusaba versus Tadahiro Fukada. Third battle is going to be Kazuya Matsukawa versus Naoto Suenaga. Fourth battle is going to be Takatoshi Imamaeda versus Daigo Saito. Now going to the other side of the bracket,
It's going to be number 10. It's going to be Hokuto Matsuyama going against the champ himself, Koichi Yamashita. And then it's going to be, Masanori Kohashi going against Kazumi Takahashi right there. And then next in that battle is going to be Tomoki Tanaka going against Yuji Saito. And our final battle for the top 16 is going to be Wataru Masuyama going against Koji Nagase.
Yeah, so these are going to be some intense battles, especially, it doesn't look like it's going to clear up. This rain is going to go on all day. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be wet when we come back for the top 16 as well.
But yeah, you can see the spectators going back, get a bite to eat. We're going to go on a quick break, get some lunch in, get some food in our system, get some energy in our system. We appreciate y'all out there viewing in with us, checking it out. It's not the best conditions for tandem drifting, but these drivers made it happen. It kept myself and Robbie on our toes and awake. We had a few questionable runs, a lot of one more times, but the biggest thing is we didn't have any crazy contact. Everybody was safe, and we were able to get some solid tandem runs in.
Yeah, so it is noon right now in Japan, and we just got done with the top 32. The top 16 ceremony will be starting at 1300 Japan time, so that's going to be approximately an hour from now. So I'm looking forward to seeing the lineup. A lot of amazing drivers and a lot of talent. And yes, unfortunately, some of the drivers are leaving the competition early this weekend, but a good fight put up by a lot of the drivers. And I would like to congratulate all of them that made it out here. Even the ones that couldn't make it into the big show, such as the Liberty Walk call with Hibino, who qualified first last event. They had mechanical issues and he could not qualify. So looking forward to a great top 16, even though the weather is really bad.
And yeah,
we'll be right back.
It's looking a little consistent too. Looks like we're going to be fighting this same rain in the top 16. So
we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. In 1 hour, we'll be back for opening ceremony of the top 16, and we'll be seeing who's going to be round one here at Suzuka Twin Circuit champion.
Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ
横浜
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine. ultimate lubricant. Mortis.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
究極の静かさと安全性。オンロードオフロード世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性安定性と対摩耗性。世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである。高品質と納得の価格タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたにケンダ。